in my class, it's actually, and this may seem like a crazy concept, but in my class, I actually have a hard time getting kids to sit down because they want to go grab their projects and start working right away. So it's hard for me to actually take attendance because I've got kids running around grabbing projects, working, grabbing their partners and going and doing what they're supposed to be doing instead of actually sitting down and taking roll. So I guess the self-direction part and just ownership of their problems is a great problem to have.
Freedom and fun and learning, like you can find something and think it's so interesting that you want to do, but you also learn more about it, and then you have that knowledge for further reference, even if it's not something that you want to like go into. You always have that knowledge about it.
We didn't realize it at the time, but I think we're starting to develop that self-initiative, taking our projects into our own hand, because there was no order that we have to go and we could do this project at this time and this project at another time, and we have to come up with our own ideas for the projects to make them work.
You have kids excited about learning, they're eager to come in, they don't want to leave my class when the 9 weeks is up, and I think a lot of that is the fact that they're doing their thing. They're the ones creating what they want to create, they're the ones coming up with the ideas, the solutions, and they have that sense of ownership, which is why they love being here.
What we have found here that has given our kids a lot of success is we bring in highly qualified professional adults from the business community that come in and teach our kids through direct instruction, great communication techniques.
Before, honestly, I was like super quiet. I never really talked to anybody in general. And so now I've learned to, listen to a person, listen to their question, analyze it, and then come up with an answer and share ideas back and forth and, just speak, have a decent conversation, whereas before I didn't do any of that, honestly.
Help me better myself when I'm applying for jobs. For example, mock interviews in this class. It helps me with that.
Because you gotta learn how to work with other people, and then like if you go to work, you gotta somehow talk to other people to get the job done.
Because if you don't know how to communicate with others, then if you're working on a project, then you're not gonna know like what you're supposed to be doing or how to tell them what they're gonna be doing, or like communicate and put your ideas together. If you're just quiet, you're not gonna get anywhere.
They have those skills, and we're doing a good job of fostering those skills and bringing them out. It just looks slightly different than the world 30 years ago, because the world is different than it was 30 years ago.
A lot of the teachers here are really big in being respectful and really like being nice to our peers. And I think that they've really taught us that working together is like really important.
I think teachers want you to like be a leader, so they put you in that leadership position more and more so that you learn how to become a better one.
If you want to do a job in engineering or like a building job where you have to construct stuff, that would make you be a leader because you know how to use the proper tools.
Everybody should get the chance to be their best, and everybody should have the opportunity to be their best at something. And in middle school, they don't know all the time what their best is, so we've really got to give them lots of opportunities, lots of different activities to try to figure out what they're good at and what they can really excel at, because they don't even know.
The ability to adapt to change and to overcome is just a life skill, and the ability to problem solve. I know sometimes students, when they come in as younger students, they'll have trouble with that and struggle, and my goal is by the time they leave my classes, they are able to do a much better job of problem solving.
Probably the most important skill that we learn is how to be a leader, and learning when it's time to step back and let somebody else be the leader, so we get to hear everybody's ideas and learn just basically how to come up with the best possible solution to any problems.
In real life, you're not going to be able to choose like who your boss is or like who you're following, so you're just going to have to like learn to adapt and like do whatever you can to succeed.
Through working with a lot of different people in my different classes and working with instructors one-on-one and being able to be sociable and understanding what other people mean and be able to talk with them.
What we do is we encourage students to try on things. Find something that you love to do. If it works, keep trying. If it does not work, don't do it. Use the skills that we have to help you pay for your preparation for more elaborate skills in the future.
So all the skills that I've learned here at Kennedy, I've learned a lot of welding and a lot of machining on manual machines. That transfers right over to going into advanced manufacturing, where you have computer programming for your machines and just basic welding. It's the same basic skills. You just have to transfer them over to different types of welding. Apply yourself, get your certifications. You can go right out to work right after high school.
It's not 1950 anymore. The skills that the students learn here in the classroom directly correlate to what they do in jobs.
Work hard, make sure it gets done when it needs to be done.
If you're not productive, you aren't going to go anywhere. And me personally, I'd like to go somewhere, and I'd like to see everybody else go somewhere in life. I'd say the engineering and the imagination that goes into it. It's a lot of, you can kind of pour your imagination into it, kind of like when you draw, such as robotics and things like coding. I never had the chance to do that. And now I love both those things a lot.
We keep pressing students and providing opportunities that will enable them to be the next generation of workers, to drive the next level of innovation, making it so the result, so we can replicate a result opposed to do it one time, do it right. I want to be able to do something and do it 20 times.